'Twas the top of the 100 when all through the net, all the viewers were stirring to watch Alex and Meg. They've stacked up all their top games in order with care, from Patchwork to Istanbul to Cartograph fairs. The games were nestled all snug in their ranks. While Alex picked Cyclades, Meg then picked Clank. And Alex in his poncho and Meg with a hiss had just settled down for the next game after this. When out in the comments there arose such a clatter, I checked my notifications to see what was the matter. Away to the Google Chrome window I flew like a flash, tore open the YouTube studio and threw open the dash. Then Alex's bright mode blinded me like new fallen snow, but it showed thumbnails of videos of the top 100 in tow. When what to my wondering eyes did appear, but 10 to 1 was missing, and 8 tiny reindeer. Side note, Alex, 8 tiny reindeers in the actual poem, and I just think that's so silly that I left them in.
I don't know the actual poem.
I left them in. I told Alex, and with little time to afford, I knew in a moment it must be time to record. More rapid than a real-time game, our titles were grabbed. No time to look at the shelves to see what had been nabbed. Not Faraway, not Cascadia, not Dominion. But it couldn't be crossovers we've seen, like a feast for Odin. To the top of the list, to the top of the 10, my number 1 might surprise you, Meg said with a grin. As usual, we flipped on the lights, and with the top 90 gone, we made sure to check that the autofocus was on. And Alex with his list and I with my stack suggest you settle in and grab yourself a light snack. The top 10 is now, to bring the end of another year. You might fall in love with some of the games that you hear. So thank you to all, and for now, time for me to imbibe. But if you enjoyed my poem, don't forget to subscribe. And as we sat down to start, I could have sworn I heard Alex say, "Happy top 10 to all, and don't forget, we're now sponsored by All Play."
We're pushing the sponsorship too much.
I thought it was
No, it's
clever.
it's cute. So I got my notification that this was happening was about 2 minutes ago, where I was told, I'm starting, Alex. Let me just do this. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't know if I wore my poncho on any of the top 10s, did I?
No. In the poem it says, you're in your poncho, I'm sitting down,
That's
and
part
we're
of the
like,
poem?
we're about to play a game, and then we realize, oh my god, we never filled the top 10.
Is poncho part of the poem?
No.
I'm just saying, I don't know if I wear my poncho a lot. I don't know if I wore it in the top 10.
But
top
that wasn't the point. The point was that we were
hear.
playing a game and realized, oh my god, we never filled in the top 10. Should you go put one on?
I debated running and getting, but then I missed the rest of your poem. I missed the
That
rest
would
of
have
it.
been crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, this is the top 100 games of all time as of 2025. We are doing 10 through 1 today.
Yes.
We've already gotten a few things out of the way, so let's cover those things. First of all, awesome. Good job. I didn't give enough time.
I thought it was
very
fun.
good job. It's very clever. Very clever.
Thanks.
There was what was the one? I liked the nabbed line. There was a few other lines. There were a few lines that I liked more than others.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We had to quickly grab our things, no time to see what had been nabbed.
Yeah.
Because we'll see what happens in this top 10.
But a few general notes
Surprises
before we dive
galore.
into it. Number 1, as Meg said, we are sponsored by Allplay. Feel free to check them out because they have a variety of things you can check out that might be board game related, such as mats, play mats, shelves, bags, tables, all those things. We will have a table for you at some point, and I'm almost done building the rest of the shelves. But the set's been here for a bit now, so we can talk about that later.
And there'll be a video about that, maybe.
There will definitely be there'll definitely be a video. Outside of that, if you missed it,
you should do a review video of the shelves. I know you're gonna do a building vlog.
I plan on
it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, technically, I should check with them first because, again, I'm never going to tell you I like something that I don't like, sponsorship or not, but I do need to check with them if they're comfortable with a review because a review would have pros and cons, and while they're mostly pros, there are some cons, so I do need to check with that as well. But outside of that, other things to note, if you missed it, this is the last call, well, not the last call, but the last call in the top 100, that I am running the end-of-year channel support drive. There are a variety of things you can do. First of all, you can support the channel if you are a member of Ko-Fi, Patreon, or YouTube members. That's very appreciated. And also, you could win free games. There's more games we'll be showing you in a second. Also, you can just comment on the video link down below. That's also a free way to get an entry into all the games. Speaking of those games, we are adding 3 new things to this because I wanted to add 5 more. Yeah, all of these. Hope you're comfortable with all going because they're all going.
That's more than 3 things, though.
They're more than 3 things. But the first thing is Concordia and Concordia.
Also known as Concordia.
This is basically all the Concordia stuff, and I can't show you all of this, but I'll say this is as deluxeified as it gets. I blinged this out. This has a folded space insert, but then it has deluxeified components up the wazoo. That's the actual full on. I'm gonna show you, Meg.
So she's gonna be going to a good home.
Wait, is it? No, wrong box. The other one. It better go to a good home because there's been a lot of love poured into this copy of Concordia.
What are we looking for?
I'm looking for these.
Dude,
I
we
think...
gotta do the top.
No, I want to show you, just so you can ooh and ah. See all those ooh and ah?
Okay, I would like to win this.
Yeah, these are all these various components.
These are potions, I believe.
Yeah, the silk,
I've never played this
silken
game.
thing. I think it's silk. But these are deluxified metal
Really cool.
coins, all the
this
stuff.
Is silk?
I think it's silk in the game, but who knows? Who's to really say? They're tokens. They're cool. That's all that really matters. I think it's silk. Yeah, it's silk.
That does
Here.
look like silk there.
See?
I
Silk.
don't disagree.
It's silk here, and because it's purple, it's silk as far as that's concerned. Actually, it might be...
Is it dye?
There's also wine, so it's probably wine.
Oh, that would be...
There's deluxified tokens is the
that would
point.
make
But that's the first thing that we're adding to the giveaway. The second thing we're adding to the giveaway, let me move my phone over here and put these in a way that does not destroy previous things that are on the table, is... the second thing is going to be Among Cultists. We got a bunch of boxes of Among Cultists over here. This is also going to be added to the giveaway, so
Upside down.
the Upside Down Among Cultists is going to be added to the giveaway, so you can check that out. This is just a whole lot of Among Cultists. In fact, there's even one more box, but these were nicely stacked, so I grabbed these three. And then lastly, we have a mostly all-in Critter Kitchen Deluxe over here. Nice. I say mostly all-in because I may have nabbed some of the extras to keep because I do want some of the extras, like the, I don't know, the oven mitts and things like that. But for the most part, gameplay-wise, you're getting a gameplay all-in of Critter Kitchen, as well as a bunch of extras as well.
I enjoy Critter Kitchen a lot.
I enjoy a lot of games, but I have to pick and choose the best ones. Yeah. And that means that things get cut.
I would be, that's a good one.
Yeah. But, with that said, I think we are ready.
Start,
no. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to shout out because a lot of you guys often say how much you like my clothes. This is my favorite Christmas sweater. I know, this is my favorite Christmas sweater. It's Santa riding a Christmas unicorn.
Which is that is the story that I grew up with. This is my favorite
Christmas sweater. So I just had to say, like, if you enjoy it, I enjoy it too. And for those of you that enjoy things like that, the stars go all the way around. Which, like, doesn't always happen on sweaters. Sometimes it's only printed on the front. And I just appreciate the stars. It's not ink, it's ink. It's dye.
I know.
But the stars go all the way around, and that's special.
It's very special. Yeah.
It's very special.
And with that, you know what time it is, Meg?
For the top 10.
It's 9:57 p.m., but it's also time for the top 10.
Did we get to enough likes?
No, we did not.
Should we assume that we
checked.
did?
No, I checked. We're at like 600.
Should we assume that we did?
We did not.
Just do it at the same time.
You know how? In fact, in honor of Srebme that we called out last video, Srebme removed her like from the video because she did not want to contribute to that level of chaos.
Okay.
So.
Do we want to remind ourselves of the current stats before we go forward of how many
there are currently
we have and stuff like
23 crossovers out of the 43.
Only 2 direct crossovers.
Only 2 direct crossovers. There are 23 crossovers.
That's unprecedented.
The only way for us to hit the 43 crossovers I predicted would be for us to have no direct crossovers this video. In fact, all of ours would have to be crossovers to previous videos. If we cross over directly even once, then we can't hit the 43.
If we don't cross over.
No. If we have a direct crossover in this video, meaning if you have a single game that I have in this video, that only counts as one, and we need all because if I have this is complicated.
Why does that only count as one?
Because that's how a crossover works. A crossover, if I pick, let's pick a game.
Oh, because there's the initial submission.
Correct.
And then the confirmation. Okay.
So since we need 20 crossovers to hit 43,
I'm a gamer. I understand.
We would have to have no direct in-video crossovers, and I think that's incredibly unlikely.
It's impossible!
Incredible. I don't know all of Meg's top 10, but I do know that there are certain games that have not showed up yet, although I would have thought Too Many Bones, just for the record, that I would have assumed would be in the top 10. So,
okay, one last tangent to tease the kids before we start. Alex.
Yes.
I'm putting you on the fly with these questions.
So.
Have you tracked all of your gameplays this year?
Yes, with the caveat. Yes-ish.
Yes-ish. Like with
no, so I would say
you kept up with it the whole time.
I would say in past years, I generally estimated that I track 85 to 90% of my plays.
Yeah.
I would say this year, because there's always, my favorite thing is when I go to log the third play of a game and I'm like, nope, never played this game according to the app, but I know I play this.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. And so I just, conventions happen, days happen, things go by. I haven't tracked all my plays in the past 3 days right now. I miss plays. I generally estimate 85 to 90% of my plays. This year was probably worse. I've had a hard time keeping up in general this year, as many of you know. And I would say this year I'm guessing it's closer to 75% of my plays. But I've logged a lot of my plays, but I'd guess 75, maybe even 70.
Because you played that game.
Shuffleboard game?
So many times you could count.
Yeah, I don't log every play of Shuffleboard, but I have a lot of logged plays of Shuffleboard. Why do you ask?
Because I think I said this in the last video, but just for everyone to know, I'm attempting to try to commit to logging my plays next year as much as I can, as much as I'm able, and I believe if I'm able to keep up with that, I think that my next year's list is going to be only games that are logged as played in 2026.
It also
so
allows...
even if I play it next week, it doesn't count.
It
for
also
my top
allows
100
for
next
fun
year.
little mini game videos like guessing how many games, like what's your most played
I
games.
know. I like data, so I like being able to have that. It's just a matter
What's
of
my
like
most played game for this year?
You know, trying to
My most played game. In fact, Meg, you can guess what do you think my most played game for this year is? In top 5. Let's go ahead and just do top 5.
Castles of Burgundy.
Castles of Burgundy. It's a valid choice. But let's see what my most played game for this year is. 2025. Again, based on what I've logged. Do you want to log and get any other guesses?
Forest Shuffle.
Okay, I have 1,300 logged plays, and again, I think that I'm shy. My most played game this year is still My City. This year alone, even this year. I have 109 logged plays of My City.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Hey, it packs a punch.
I continue
Shout
to play.
out to BGA.
I've played 2 full sessions in the past 2 months.
all day.
And then in my top 5, wow, I have Shuffleboard. I have The Fellowship of the Ring. I have Trailblazers. I played a lot of Trailblazers. And I have Revive. Those are my top 5.
Wow.
Castle of Burgundy, I played less than I would have thought this year.
That's really interesting.
12 plays this year, that's all. 12 logged plays this year. Yeah. I mean, it's still a decent amount, but it's definitely less than I would have thought.
I don't think that's right.
It's almost certainly not right. I know
BGA.
that. I know it's not right.
It's
the
on
question
BGA.
The question is, how not right is it? Okay.
I wish BGA stats exported better. Maybe they do.
They do.
With what you've played.
With the caveat that My City, 24 plays of My City counts as 1.
Right, that's the thing.
That's
but,
like...
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, maybe I should look at that data.
15,000 games of Ticket to Ride logged.
Okay, so I stopped. I hard stopped on Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
A bit ago. I don't want to say what I do now.
What do you do now?
I'm not gonna say it.
There was someone who said if Ticket to Ride's not in your top 3, they're gonna call you out on it.
Really?
Someone commented that.
I don't play it anymore at all. I don't think I played it once this year. We could look, but I haven't played it competitively in a very long time.
You didn't say I haven't played it in a very long time.
I said played it.
You said I haven't played it competitively in a very long time.
Well, yeah, and like that was how I did it.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just clarifying.
That was as one does.
We only play Ticket to Ride competitively.
That's like saying I haven't had a martini at the bar, and it's like, well, I don't make those at home. I'm not gonna make that at home.
Just say I didn't have a martini.
Right. Sure. Whatever. Anyway. Well, because I played whatever. I haven't played Ticket to Ride in a very long time. I play Tranquility now.
Tranquility? I knew this. How many? How often?
It's like...
How much? Is it not in your top 100?
No one look. No, because it's like my dirty secret. It's dirt. I don't want to like it. I don't want to play it. Every time I do it, I'm like, don't do it.
Wow.
It's that thing that I do it when I'm doing other things, like watching something
your
scary.
Your list is an interesting list. I play this game all the time. It's not my top 100. This game is my top 100. I never want to play it. It's like just an interesting list.
I don't want to play it.
I understand.
I would... Whatever.
Number 10!
I would rather be playing games that are actively in my top 10 if people would play with me competitively, but this, like, either the solo modes... I don't know how to play solo Terraforming Mars. I don't know how.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so
I
straightforward.
Would, but I don't
it's so
know
straightforward.
How. This is the
Can I
longest
teach you
intro
Terraforming Mars
ever.
solo?
Yeah, like that's one that I think about all the
Fun
time,
fact.
and I'm like, I'd rather do this than play Tranquility
Fun
for the 16th time tonight.
Here's what we're gonna do, okay? We're talking about a little bonus. Here's. I'm sorry. I'm glad you guys have all night. Here's what we're gonna do. Ready, Meg? You're gonna appreciate this.
I'm so glad I started on a high note.
I have a video that. This is a deep take. This is a deep cut. Okay. I have a solo gameplay.
I'm holding my number 10.
Put it down. Put it down. We got time.
No, it's fine.
I have a solo gameplay of Terraforming Mars that I filmed a long time ago. I think I have 2 even.
Okay.
That haven't gone up yet. Do you know why they haven't gone up yet?
Because you messed up.
Because once upon a time, for like a period of about a month, I had a plan to have a second channel called Alex and Not Just Terraforming Mars. That was going to be the title of the channel.
Where you only play Terraforming Mars?
No, I was just obsessed with Terraforming Mars. At that time, it was my number 1 game, 3 years running, and I'd be like, I don't just care about Terraforming Mars, and obviously I could start with Terraforming Mars. So I had a solo gameplay of that. the intro of it says, "Hi, I'm Alex, and welcome to Alex and Not Just Terraforming Mars," or something like that. I was like, how can I ever put that up later? So what I'm going to do is, if you do want a solo gameplay of Terraforming Mars, that's now going to be the member video that goes up on the channel. That's not going to be the main channel.
I'm dying.
If you're on Ko-Fi or Patreon or YouTube members, I'm going to put that up. It's not even up yet. It doesn't exist, but I'm going to put it up, a solo gameplay of Terraforming Mars, and I'll show it to Meg so she can learn how to play.
So this has been 7 minutes of rambling since you clocked what time it was. 8 minutes now.
Our usual average for the intro has been like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, one person did comment, they're only here for the rambling, and as soon as we get into the games, they drop away. So you have been here for 9 minutes-ish.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Number 10! Number 10!
My number 10 is not Tranquility. My number 10 is a game that I would rather be playing with friends. Wondrous Creatures. This is a game that I absolutely love. So this is a game where everything relates to the cards that are in the deck that have like different, I would say factions, but they're different animal types. So like monkeys, whatever, and birds, anything like that. So you have the multiple different types of animals, and the entire system behind it is the card play of trying to get out those different tags and have control of it, because you're trying to gain these trophies for having certain things before other people do. It's a race. But also there's a clever system of placing out your little figures that also look adorable. Everything in this game is just so well done. Every single animal creature I absolutely love. I love playing the bunnies. They're my favorite. That I will go toward that strategy regardless of anything, because they look so cute. There's a pink one that's so angry and I love him. So yeah, Wondrous Creatures, it's just very, very pleasing. It's one of those games where the mechanics are very strong. It works very, very well. It's very competitive, but also it's extremely beautiful. So it is one of those games that I find I enjoy every single gameplay regardless of how I do. And I want to say, I think every single game in my top 10 is like that. That a lot of other games that I've brought up I really enjoy, but are not as fun when you invest the time and don't do as well, or you find you're not understanding the puzzle of how the game works. So for all of these, I find that regardless of how I do, I have such a good time, because the puzzle does make sense to me of how all of the cards work together and what you're trying to do. And also just like, it's just very pleasing to play and pretty. And I don't know, I think this is one that there are some games, and there are some games that are coming up where I'm a lot more competitive with, but there are some games when I see players doing certain things that I'm like, oh, good job, like, you did it. And I think this is one of them where there are so many cards available and so many things you can do that I just love seeing it all play out. That this is a very, very beautiful game.
I like it a lot.
It's crossover?
I'm honestly surprised it's not.
Didn't you do it?
Did I cover Wondrous Creatures?
I think in like the 80s or 90s.
That would make sense to me. Let me just double check this, because
I think so.
Because
I was
gonna say, I'm surprised I didn't put it on my list.
No, I think you did.
But if I did, that's better.
I think you did, because I think I tried not to.
Let me double check it. Let me double check it, because that'd be cross. I want to know. I want to
say it was pretty early on. I would say it was like 83.
It was in the top 100, and it was, I don't know the exact number here because the way I have this sorted, but it was in the 80s to 90s. The good on me.
Was it 83?
It was. I can count down. Give me a second. Give me a second. 199, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92, 91, 90, 89. Yeah. But I'm actually happy to see that, because I'm like, why didn't I put this in my top 100? This feels like a top 100 game to me.
Really, really
good on pass, Alex. He knew what he was doing.
It's one of the games that like all the components are very like pleasing. It's just aesthetic. It's very pretty, but also it's a really competitive puzzle.
Yeah.
Really enjoy this one.
My number 10 is A Fall from Grace. I mean, I acknowledge
we've said that like a lot.
It happens. It happens, because this was my number one game several years running, and I even started, no one knows this, I started a channel called Alex and Not Just Terraforming Mars because of how much I liked Terraforming Mars. By the way, this game, ignore I no reason why I have this box.
I was confused.
No reason why I have that. I have this box.
I think everyone was confused when they saw Ares Expedition.
It's just because I couldn't find the box of Terraforming Mars. So
I thought it was the same thing happened to your Calico box.
Maybe
I lost the cover.
I couldn't find it.
Oh, well, for Calico you brought the box.
Yeah, that box is a lot more like smaller and pleasing. Anyways, Terraforming Mars. I just have this as a placeholder. Ares Expedition is great, but it's no Terraforming Mars. Terraforming Mars is a delightful game. I adore it. It was my number one game. I want to say 2 or 3 years running. One of those two things. I still love it. Again, we are in top 10 material over here. But I have played it so much in both solo and multiplayer that at this point, it's just my number 10. Make no mistake, I am always down for Terraforming Mars. It's weird when a game that was your number 1 game falls to 10, because it's like, this is a fall from grace that I will play anytime, anywhere, with anyone. I have every single expansion. I have all the playmats. Most of the expansions are honestly a waste of time, but the playmats are all great. Like, all the various playmats they have. Love all of that. I am excited for Terraforming Mars Legacy, by the way. Random tangent over here. I will say I was less excited, because, like, if you saw the page, there are reasons to be less excited. But I know people who've played it, and they said it was the best experience with Terraforming Mars they've ever had, and they're hardcore Terraforming Mars fans. So that, like, gives me a lot of hope. But I love Terraforming Mars. I love the card chaining. We've talked about this before. This applies to Wondrous Creatures, which is why I was like, why didn't you put it in the top 100? Even though I did. Which that aspect of a game that gives you card combinations, so that it's all about how things chain together within a very simple, very straightforward system. I'm happy to play Terraforming Mars anytime. It's amazing. That's my number 10.
It's a very good choice. My number 9 is going to be a game that I love. It's very,
I hope so.
very... My God. Let me get through an introduction, Alex. Anyway, now I feel like I can't even say anything. I'm like, oh, it's a good game. It's really good. It's gonna be Mythic Mischief. Mythic Mischief is a game that for me, because of the abstract piece of it, so this is a game where you're playing as different factions. And one of the coolest things is all of the factions do different stuff, but they do the same different stuff. So it's all how you're doing different things of manipulating certain ways, but then you're like buffing it. That it's just very cool how you can kind of understand the main pieces, and then how you have like a skin over it of what the factions are doing and how they kind of interact with each other and become like special abilities. That with it, it's just a very simple game where you have a grid that's what would I call it if it's not hex-based?
5x5 grid? Squares.
A cube?
Squares.
Cube?
It's a grid.
A square
It's just a grid.
It's just a grid. It's just a little grid. But so you have a grid, and it, in that way, kind of makes you think of something like chess, where you're just moving around very straightforward. And you're trying to accomplish these different things, that basically what you want to do is have the headmaster or the hedge master take over the opponents, and they'll do that based on how you set the board up. So you're not actually doing that unless you're doing the distract action. You're actually setting up the board to have it then stimulate itself and have those things trigger, which I think is just very cool to have happen and have it play out. That it's very, very thinky. That, as I said, all of the abilities are similar, that it's all how you manipulate different things, but they're all different in how they kind of bend the rules for themselves. So when you're looking at what your opponent's doing, you have a really good understanding of what their faction can do, but that doesn't mean that you can beat it. And there are certain things that just line up in certain ways that it's very, very difficult, very thinky. There's an app for it, so you're able to play on that. There's a ton of factions available. That it's just a very, very smart game.
This is top 10 for you.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. It's a great game.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, we have 2 crossovers this video so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. And they came out with these 3 catch puzzles where you can kind of do that solo, where you set up the game in a certain way with a specific faction, and you're trying to catch is when you have the person overtake the other pieces. So you're trying to have them overtake the 3 other pieces from the opponent, because everyone has 3 on each side. And the solo puzzles are also just very cool, very fun. It's really good.
It's a great game.
Yes.
My number 9. Sorry, this is going to be a little bit of a slog over here. My number 9 is...
Oh, no.
Crokinole. Crokinole. There we go.
I said oh no due to the size.
Yeah.
But also oh no due to the Crokinole.
How dare you. This is Crokinole. This is my custom Tracy Boards Crokinole board.
Which is beautiful.
I am going to put it down over here. Jeremy Tracy was actually just in studio, by the way. Just random tangent over here. Jeremy Tracy from Tracy Boards was just in studio because a game that I'm going to lump in with Crokinole, because I'm going to lump it together because honestly same-ish feel, but also because I need more time with it to see where it settles. But we were just playing Karuka. Karuka is a new game that he also makes, which is another...
What is this?
Karuka? Well, it's a green board.
Okay.
She likes green, so I'm trying to sell her on the easy thing. Karuka is basically, there's 2 ways to play Karuka. You play Karuka either with snooker.
Is it discs?
It's discs as well. It's snooker or pool. You basically, have you played pool before?
Yes.
This is basically Crokinole, but you're playing pool instead of Crokinole.
Okay.
It works. It works. It is. I like it a lot so far.
Like sides where you're trying to get out your color or something.
I don't think I like it better than Crokinole. I think Crokinole is best, but like Crokinole is the best game experience ever. But the thing is, Crokinole at 2 players, I don't like nearly as much as Crokinole at 4 players, and Karuka at 2 players, I kind of like. So I think, to me, Karuka has become my 2-player Crokinole game, and Crokinole is my 4-player Crokinole game. But this is my number 9 game of all time. I will never be not down for Crokinole. It's just so much fun. It's so satisfying to flick. You get better as you go. It's a dexterity game. It isn't the BGG database, just as a heads up, just for you. But it is...
It's not on BGA, though.
It's not on BGA. That would be a terrible implementation. I will say, check out the Karuka video when it comes out on the channel. I think it's actually going up in a few days. You can check that out. But I'll have a review of it later once I've had more time with it. But it's been a lot of fun. Like, I've played it a lot already. And it's just so much fun to flick discs in a tactically strategic way. It has made every other flicking dexterity game just not fun for me. You mentioned, like, what was the one you mentioned, the Sonora or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Not fun for me. Flick of Faith, not fun for me. Pitch Car, not fun for me. Because every time I play a flicking game, I'm like, I could just be flicking Crokinole. Too Many Bones is not a flicking game.
There's like one little
You
puzzle.
flick dice.
There's one
dice.
puzzle.
Also, not fun for me, that particular puzzle. That's
I'm
at least
accusing us being
dashing darts, whatever it's called. Something darts.
It's like one mini puzzle with
Deadly darts, whatever it is. Anyways, I think Crokinole is incredible. I do think that starting with a premium board is expensive, but it is a different experience. Doesn't have to be a Tracy board. I believe Brown Castle boards are also well recommended. I personally have only ever tried Mayday boards, which are okay. They're a good starter. They're entry price point, but it feels like a starter board. Then I've tried this one random board from some woodworker out of Ontario that I really enjoyed for a while, but then I upgraded to Tracy boards, and oh my gosh, the difference is insane.
Are they going to be at Level Up?
I do not believe he'll be at Level Up this year. He might be in the future. This year in particular, I don't think he'll be at Level Up. But also, this is a good time to mention, we should have mentioned this lots of times, Level Up Retreat. If you're interested in going into Level Up Retreat, March 20 to 22nd in Woodbridge, New Jersey, you can check that out. I'll throw a link down below. We'd love to have you. We are capping attendance this year to, I believe, 400 people. We had like 450, 500 last year, and it felt a little crowded, so we're dropping it back a bit until we can expand to a better space. Right now, there are still plenty of spots open, but it does, historically, it has gotten, like, usually we get a good half of our ticket sales in the last month, so you're fine right now, but as we enter the last month, it will run out of space.
It'll be exciting.
Yeah. But anyway, Crokinole, my number 9, I love it. Continuously rises for me. I don't know what it was last year, but continuously rises for me.
And that's my birthday weekend, so come to my birthday party. Are you ready for number 8?
I'm ready for number 8.
This might be a direct crossover.
No.
I don't think it will be.
It's not. I'll tell you that right now. It's not a direct crossover.
Oh,
I know my number 8.
Your number 8.
My number 8 is not a game that's on your list.
My number 8 is going to be Cthulhu Death May Die. I grabbed this little tiny box to trick you. No,
you think that would be 8 for me?
I'm going to guess right now it's number 3.
You think that would be 8 for me?
I think it's number 3 for you.
I hear you.
I'm going to guess number 3.
I hear you.
Right now.
I hear you.
Cthulhu Death May Die. Now, this is a multiplayer game that you're playing cooperatively against the Cthulhu mythos, which is something that I absolutely love. As someone from Massachusetts, I kind of like romanticize that sometimes, and the entire Arkham world being based in that area is just so cool to me, and I just absolutely love it. But part of this, when Alex was talking about Zombicide and the things that you enjoy about Zombicide is exactly why I enjoy Cthulhu Death May Die. You have these stakes that are extremely hard to beat that sometimes it does work out. Sometimes it can even kind of fall into your lap. That's extremely rare, but sometimes somehow you're just doing well from the get-go. Again, that's extremely rare. That's like 1 in 10 times that I've played. Usually you are in dire straits and you're trying to do everything that you can, but it just has a very straightforward action system where you can only do like very few things, moving and attacking and things like that, and then like special actions for the scenario. But you have this board that you're building out that as your madness increases, you're unlocking special abilities for yourself. And before I played this game, I played a lot of Arkham games. The first board game that I actually played was Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, which I would absolutely die for. I love that game. But so I love anything in this world, and I played Miskatonic University for Girls, and I loved that game for a very long time. It's a deck building, and it has a similar idea where it makes complete sense in this mythos that as you're going more mad, you're becoming more in tune with the energy that's around you. So you're becoming more powerful and more capable of doing certain things, but because of that, it's driving you crazy. And I just love that concept of power overcoming you because it's something that you're not meant to have. And I don't know, it's one of those games that is very thematic where you get these really, really cool abilities, and when you're playing with a group and you have everyone playing as very different characters, it can just be so fun to work together whether or not you're doing well or not. But it really can be one of those games that really kicks you in the teeth, that you can really get beat up pretty hard in it. That I do really appreciate a co-op game that you're very competitive with the board game itself, that it's beating you and you die sometimes and it's hard. So yeah, it's gonna be Cthulhu Death May Die.
I like it.
Yeah.
We'll talk more.
Can I take this spot for my last tangent of the night?
Oh yeah, last tangent, absolutely.
I want more from the Lizzie Borden character. She's in this, and I've played so many characters since then that, like, I want to go back and play as her again. You can play as Lizzie Borden. That's all.
Cool.
Just wanted to bring that up.
My number 8. I love it. I don't even know if you properly played it or not. I think you, played half a game. This is DEI, Divide et Impera.
Yeah, I literally don't know this game.
It's so, I think you sat through a game and, kind of learned it, but didn't fully play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Divide et Impera. It is one of my favorite area control games. In fact, looking at down here, it might be my favorite area control game, which is kind of shocking for me. I have to have this over Cyclades. I have this over Inish. Every time I table this, I find this kind of merges what I get out of games like El Grande and what I get out of games like Inish. It kind of merges those two. Mm-hmm. It is an area control game that technically has player elimination and not player elimination, eliminating other people's dudes in a map situation, but it's so minimal. It's much more about the control. It's much more about the smoothness of the actions you take, of how you control the various territories, of how you time things up. This game is such a clever sequence that because of the way you score goals and objectives in the game, I can get things and then end my turn, and then you can and do it as well. Meaning it's not that we score at the end of the round, you score things at the end of your turn. And that allows for very clever maneuvering as far as I just need to make sure I get it, I don't need to hold it. So it allows people to feel good because most people are getting things done. But how much you get things done, that's going to come a lot to how you control your asymmetric factions, how you build out your asymmetric factions. There's powers and abilities, you can unlock them, you draft them at the beginning of the game, and then you have to unlock them, you have to earn the unlocks as you take control of things. It is so clever, it is so tactical, visually it's appealing. You got these multiple level situations where you're on these different peaks and you have to use elevators and bridges and all that. It feels like a gimmick, but it's not a gimmick. It works so brilliantly. I have only played the base game. I own all of it, but I have only played the base game. It is such a satisfying area control, dudes on a map-ish experience with tons of variability, tons of expansions, although I should note, when it comes to expansions, sometimes I'm let down by expansions, so it's not yet a point in its book. It's just a point that I'll dive into the expansions when I feel I need that extra variation, and until then, I'm happy to continue to play this as is. It's a brilliant game. I think it's so well done. I'm annoyed that, when it comes to some of my area control games, like Cyclades, Inish, those are well-loved games, and DEI is people like it, but it doesn't have nearly that level of acclaim or renown, and I think people should play DEI. By the way, fun fact, it's on Board Game Arena. I do not like it on Board Game Arena. I don't know what it is. Some games they don't work with me when you transport it.
I didn't know it was on Board Game Arena.
I do not like it. I played it one time and I was like, nope, not for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, sometimes it happens.
It's unexpected.
Games like Blood Rage, this, Canvas, there are some, and not a lot of games, but some games I'm like, I do not like playing on BGA. I just find I'm not able to properly track what's going on in the same way. I love this game. I recommend trying it if you can, but not don't judge it based on BGA. That's not where you should be judging it.
And the table presence of I haven't played it, but the table presence of this game is very cool.
Yeah.
That you have these multi-levels, and it all fits in here after you assemble it, correct?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's great. I love it.
It's pretty cool. All right, we have a crossover.
This is crazy. Unbelievable.
So it doesn't matter if Srebby's played it, because it's a crossover.
There's the box cover.
Terraforming Mars.
I just thought I misplaced the game.
I love Terraforming Mars. This is a game that I got drunk on the first time I played it. I played it and I was like, this game is amazing. Everyone needs to know how amazing this game is, as if no one knew how amazing this game was, but everyone knew. It's a game where you are terraforming Mars. So you are trying to place out different things into the planet of Mars, and you're placing out cities for scoring, but then you also have forests around it. Certain spots will gain you things, but the heart and soul of this game is the card play. That the cards all have different tags, they have different abilities, certain things are stronger, so they're more expensive, and you just have all of these cards that interact together, that it's easy come, easy go, that it's even hard to draw more cards and get more, that you're paying for them as you're gaining them, that I don't know, it's just one of those games that you have an economy engine that you really need going even from the beginning, but it also has so many years, whatever it is that you go through.
Eras, I think it's called. I'm
you
not
have
sure.
like multiple things that will trigger endgame, so you're going through so many rounds that sometimes it feels like you have a lot of time, sometimes you feel like you have very little, but one of the things that I love about this game as well, that I love in games, is that it has that carrot at the end of the game where you have certain things that will give you scoring. So you have certain roles that you can take that will give you a thing if you're the one to claim it, and I just love going after goals in games. I find it's very, very fun. There's no cats on Mars.
Yeah, there could be cats on Mars.
There could be.
There's cats in space. I've seen Nemesis, the board game. I see number... Oh, he's gonna...
He's like, no. Someone said,
I know.
poor person, poor cat, poor person, poor cat, no box. He doesn't want. Por que no los?
Hi.
That's gonna be Terraforming Mars.
That's your number 8?
I don't know.
8.
10, 9, 8,
7.
7.
That's the one. My number 7 is one that we have talked about. It's not going to be a crossover, I assume.
I missed these.
This is Darwin's Journey. I am loving this game. This has broken into my top 10 the first year I played it, which has happened before. It's happened with a variety of games, but the real question is how they fare down the road. But I'm like 10 plus plays into it at this point. It is available on BGA for those who are interested. In fact, my first game was on BGA, at which point, I already owned a copy, but then I broke it out into physical right from there, and I've played it about 50-50 at this point. It is such a satisfying Euro journey of an experience where you're trying to basically unlock various discoveries, but it's all about these action journals you have, and you have to try to take these workers. They have to upgrade your workers. Your workers have to get these more seals to be able to do anything effectively. But then there's multiple things you're doing, from moving your workers, moving your ship, from trying to collect specimens, from trying to accomplish goals, and the way it all ties together just feels chef's kiss when it all comes together. And I've had a lot of people tell me that I need to play the, I want to say Firelands expansion. I could be mistaken about the name, but a lot of people said if you like it now, wait until you play the Firelands expansion. So I will have to learn and play the Firelands expansion. There's a lot of games I want to play. There's a lot. But this is just, it's chef's kiss. It's chef's kiss. It feels beautiful. It feels like every time I play it, I'm able to eke out a little bit more of the system. I'm able to combine things a little better. I love the variability of the system because there's different like action spots that come out. There's like the default spots, but then there's a lot of things that mix up the game as far as like the various stamp locations, as far as the end of round goals, as far as the action locations you can unlock. There's a lot of things that mix up the experience, which I love variability in a system. This is, I do wonder if it'll be top 10 next year. I wonder, like this is, what do you mean? What are you giving me a look?
You think it'll go down, you mean?
I was
gonna say, we're in the top 10, aren't we?
I wonder if it'll be top 10 next year. Whenever anything jumps to top 10, the question is it that I love it this much now?
Is it gonna Gloomhaven?
Or is it going to... Yeah, Gloomhaven popped to number 3 for me one year and then was out of the top 100 next year.
Goodbye!
I got a lot of flack for that. I mean, but it is what it is. I do great things.
I think that's me. I give you flack for that.
No, I got a lot. I did a full video on this because I got so much flack.
I know.
I do grade things based on how high I am into them now. That's why it's called as of 2025. But I also am careful that I don't put things in my top 50 with like one play on them. I'm very cautious as far as how they enter into the system because I don't want things flying around. Like if this drops to like 27 next year, cool. That's an accurate reflection of the fact that, you know, it's high and then it goes a little lower. That's all fine. If it goes in my top 100 and drops out, it's still accurate, but I don't love that. So I do try to be very careful about how hyped and how into something I am based on where things currently are. But Darwin's Journey is fantastic. It is well loved by many others, so you don't have to trust me on this one. This is one that is very, very, a lot of prestige to it. And it's good. It's very, very, very good.
Yeah, that's one that I just haven't played enough of because I played it in person and I really enjoyed it. And then I'm playing it on BGA and I'm having a very difficult time. And specifically, just to let everyone know, because we shout out BGA a lot, the way they set it up, you have your player board, and then the game board, and then everyone else's player board. So I keep looking at the player board and then scrolling to the first player board below it, thinking that's me, and then making all of my decisions based on that. It's fine. It's fine. Like, thinking I have certain animal tags or whatever, or certain, it's fine. It's fine. But that was like a learning curve for me. But I have to play that one more. That's all. I haven't played it that much.
I will play it whenever.
My next up is going to be a game that
It could be a direct crossover?
No. I was just going to say it's a game that I love, but then you were going to make fun of me.
No, but it could be a direct crossover.
No, it's absolutely not.
Okay, then it's not.
My next game is going to be Arkham Horror, the LCG.
It's not a crossover.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't, because Alex hasn't played this
You want to come
ever?
to me?
You played the core set.
I have played the core set a while. I played it a bunch, actually.
This is actually, I didn't want to cart anything over here because I have a big briefcase of it. So this is actually a promo that I got for going to something that I actually got to be, like, made as an investigator card. But Arkham Horror is... Okay, so I already spoke about Arkham itself and loving, like, the richness of the lore and how weird different things, like the madness, can be. But this is a game where you have deck building, where you're deck building for specific roles. So you have certain colors, if you know anything about deck building, that you're able to work within and build out a character deck for yourself. But then you have the different scenarios that you're playing, and that's going to have you interacting with, like, your Mythos deck, but then you also have your locations that are all splayed out, and you're playing through these scenarios. But the thing that I love the most, which continues to deliver every single time without fail, is that this game is weird. Really weird things are going to happen, and the game remembers it on top of that. So if something happens to you where you made a choice and you uncovered something, it's going to have certain things be triggered and have you record that, and then have it come back later. And there's this Mythos bag that you're working within for, like, successes and failures, and that's going to be built out over the course of the game. That the way that this takes you through stories, I have found, is the singularly most engaging storyline I have ever played in any game ever. I love things like Gloomhaven. I love it for the strategy and the card play. This has a ton of strategy. It has deck building similar to something like Marvel Champions. The strategy behind the card
games.
play is really, really great. The only thing I will say, which I think is completely fine, is that anything that's scenario-based like this, you start off as weak as possible, and then you progress. So you obviously get experience points, and then you get better cards, and that feels better, and you're playing better. So in the beginning, you are, as bad as you're ever going to be throughout the game. But for me, I love deck building. I love making changes to my character and then wanting to play the next scenario right away because I just want to see what it can do and finally have that spell that's really cool or whatever you need. But the card play and the decks are really, really great. The memory system in it is great. And the actual storytelling behind the narrative of what's happening, I find a lot of games can be kind of wishy-washy or have, like, kind of a cool storyline, but then it falls apart and you don't remember halfway through playing. And with this, it's just so engaging and cool, and I'm so into it that weird things happen, and sometimes it's gross, sometimes it's really scary, but I'm just so engaged with the story on top of top tier mechanics that it's really good, you guys.
It's a good game.
It should be my number one the way I'm talking about it, but wait till you see what's coming next!
There's 5 more better games.
So good, though.
My number 6, which, well, whatever. My 6.
Whatever.
Well, because, this is the one I thought could have been a direct crossover, so I assume we'll be hearing about it, but who knows. But this was entry into my top 10 for the first time last year, and it's still here this year, going back to that longevity. This is Primal: The Awakening. I played the prototype years ago. I anxiously was awaiting it for like 3 years. It was way too long, but when it did show up, it delivered on everything I remembered about the first time. I put Marvel Champions, I want to say my number 11 if I'm not mistaken, and that aspect, that card play, is what holds me there. This is basically a boss battler, but it's all about building your deck. It has a campaign mode, it has a one-shot mode. I've probably played about 50-50 of them both by now. Like, I like them both. I like the campaign, but it's so easy to one-shot and then build your deck and just go through the levels. I'm building a level 3 one-shot, so I'm going to go ahead and add these and these level upgrades. I love the characters. I've just played as the new characters over there, and the new characters, you can check out the gameplay on the channel. The new characters are absolutely fantastic. I love the combination. That spear person is intense. The drum person, like that, they really help out. There's a lot going out there, like the rhythm they generate. All the characters are fantastic. All the enemies are fantastic. The enemies often do feel different as you're playing against them. They have different styles to them, the various monsters you're fighting against. It's so richly rewarding to try to outpace a monster, to try to look at what the monster is going to do to you, to try to plan around that, to try to chain your hand together and build your deck and then watch it execute whatever the playstyle of the character you're going through is. Just the combination of like, I have these 6 cards, I need to pay for those. You start with 5, but this is way you structure cards, just to be very clear. So you have your hand of cards, you're going to play these cards in order to play those cards, then you're going to be able to draw 2 more, then you're going to be able to use your equipment to like look at the top card of your deck, and then you're going to be able to use that to cycle into something else. It is keywords, it is abilities, it is combinations, it is teamwork. It is such a richly rewarding experience. I adore everything Primal is. Frankly, between you and me, if it wasn't for the fact that Primal is a little bit of a setup to it, like it's not a game you can just pull out and play. It's a game that I need to pull out, go through all the stuff, grab the miniatures. I need to build my deck. If it wasn't for that, I considered putting this as my number 1 game. I did consider this. The experience I have when playing Primal is like a number 1 game of all time type of experience. But I do find I am a little bit more resistant to pulling it out relative to other games that are higher on this list, and that had me dinging it down a bit. But again, if you're focusing on the experience you can have at the table, I thought about putting it as my number 1 game of all time. I take into account the full ecosystem. I take into account everything. I take into account how easy it is to table a game and how likely I am to play a game. And that has it down at the low number 6 of all time.
What would you do if I forgot Primal?
Nothing. It would just be list? Primal's loss.
I know, but you thought it was going to be a crossover.
Fun fact, not only do I think it was a crossover, I did notice there were no boxes missing. So I don't know what you did exactly.
Like, what could it be?
But I wondered I was like, I just trust that you love Primal enough that you didn't forget
it. Yeah. Well,
what's your number 5?
My number 5 is going to be crossover.
Is it Primal?
It is not going to be Primal. This is going to be Little Baby Gamer Mag.
There's no way you forgot Primal. We'll keep going. There's no way. Keep on. No, she's messing. Go ahead.
Little Baby Gamer Mag loved Ascension because that was my introduction to an actual deck building game after playing TCGs, and it was made by Justin Gary, who is a Magic the Gathering player, so that completely makes sense. And Ascension has fallen for me, especially due to it being a bit more basic. I used to play it on the app, then I jumped over to Dominion, but my top deck building game now, I love deck building so much, it's gonna be Lost Ruins of Arnak. What?
Okay.
Were you like, where is this box from?
No, nothing.
This weird little box. Lost Ruins of Arnak. I absolutely love this game. Again, it's on BGA. You can play it over there if you want to try it out. If you've never played it before. If you haven't, you're absolutely crazy. But if you get to play it in person, there is expansions that add these different leaders that you are able to have asymmetric abilities as well, which I do highly suggest. But this is a game where they actually, before I get into it, but they also just made a big box where there are different boards with new mechanics that you're able to play as well. But it's all about deck building, but in my opinion, the heart of the game is resource management with worker placement, and the deck building supports it. I think that depending on what your play style is, you might word that differently. You might say that it's a deck building game with worker placement and there's a bit of resource management. I think depending on the things that you like to do, you might kind of just say that differently because there are so many different ways to victory in this game. You are going up this research track, and something that I love about that aspect is that you have your magnifying glass as well as your research book, so you are researching things with your magnifying glass, looking at it before you write it down in your book, and I don't know, things like that, I just like when it makes sense. So you're going up that track, you're trying to take out monsters, which is my key strategy that I do every single time, and usually is at least pretty strong. Whether or not I win, maybe, sometimes, but it's still pretty strong to go after as many monsters as possible, so you are landing on them and then having to satisfy certain conditions that they need, such as certain resources or sometimes location movement icons and things like that. But all of that is based on deck building that is extremely tight, because all of the cards are going to cost you between like 1 and 4 coins, and it's very, very hard to get money in this game, that you're constantly striving to try to get as much as you can, turn it into something else, to turn that into something else, to get a little bit more before the end of the round. And it's just one of those games that's very, very tight, but I find that every single time, regardless of where I am with who's going first, regardless of player count, regardless of anything, you can do well. You can kind of adjust what you're doing to what's happening, and it's just a very clean, sharp deck building game.
It's good.
Is this a direct target crossover?
Nope. That's why I looked down.
Have you done Arnak yet?
No.
No.
What if I forgot Arnak?
No.
What if I forgot it?
Oh my gosh.
What happened? Like what?
Oh my god, that'd be so crazy.
My number 5. One of the few times I did the box lid treatment only, because this is Vindication. I love Vindication. It is such a good experience. It was my number 1 for 1 year, and then I think it was my number 2 or 3 the year after. It's down to 5 now, so again, it's a terrible, terrible game. But Vindication, and granted, still haven't played a lot of the expansion stuff, so the expansion stuff could bump it up as I continue to play those. But it's still one of the best gaming experiences I have. Again, I'll say it time and time again, there's 2 things I consistently love in games: powers and abilities, and variability to the experience. Meaning you learn the experience, but then you can play it differently every single time. And Vindication has both of those. It is chock full of powers and abilities. The relics, oh my gosh, they're so much fun. The traits, they're so much fun. The killing monsters, I don't really care. It's nice. It gives you points. But it's not why I'm there. I'm there for the relics and the traits every single time, because that builds up my tableau. The companions, they're great, but you can only benefit from so many companions a turn, so like there's a limit to them. I will just play Vindication again and again just to hunt down more relics and more traits. Or is it relics and traits or artifacts and traits?
My God.
I think it's relics and traits. Relics or artifacts, whichever one it is. But it's those 2 things. The purple and the green cards, they're incredible. And the game is basically an optimization puzzle. As you have a board, the board will develop as you slowly start to like reveal tiles. The board will develop as you play, and then it's up to you as the player to try to look at everything on the table and be like, if I pair up those companions with that spot and the location I get the traits, that's a little further away, so maybe I won't be able to do that as efficiently this game. Maybe this is one of those games where I do upgrade my mount, because that will really help me with the engine. You're looking at a set of variables, and you are trying to figure out how you can optimize around that set of variables, and the variables are different every single time you play, and that's why I love this game. It's all about that optimization puzzle. I love a good optimization puzzle. Vindication consistently delivers amazing experiences whenever I play it. I should start adding more of the expansions because I have heard good things about them. I just am always happy to play the game. I'm always happy. Jenna Fridays, for those of you who watch the channel enough, Jenna Fridays are supposed to happen. We already have like a fund of like $100, something like that, that's supposed to go to Jenna Fridays.
She's on her way.
Hasn't happened yet.
She's coming.
Hasn't happened. We will make it happen eventually.
Coming.
I actually have a few other people who like have held back money, but they said they'll give money once Jenna Fridays happen. Either way,
we'll support Jenna Fridays.
Vindication is absolutely phenomenal. I highly, if you like optimization puzzles, it is there. It is absolutely
I wonder
there.
if we move Jenna Fridays to Tuesdays and get her to come during the week and call it Jenna Taco Tuesdays, if that could sway her more.
I'll do whatever.
Jenna, let us know
That's
if
my number
tacos
5.
change anything.
My number 5.
My number 4 is not a crossover, which is so weird because it's a game that we both
Can I guess?
love.
Oh,
yeah,
never
sure.
mind. No. You said it's not a crossover. You said it's not a crossover, which meant I was going to guess. But then you said it's a game we both love. So why is it not a crossover?
Because you haven't said it yet.
Oh.
Now, can you guess it? Because I bet you could.
Yeah. Castles of Burgundy.
The Castles of Burgundy. Again, this is on PGA if you would like to check it out. The Castles of Burgundy is so straightforward. It's one of those games that once you know the rules, everything is predictable to a sense. That you know exactly how many rounds there are. You know exactly how much you'll score in any particular round for any particular region that you complete. You're always going to have this particular area of your region, and everyone has the same shape that you're filling out. You might have different maps depending on the version that you're playing if you swap those out, but everyone's kind of trying to fill in this specific area, and you're all doing the same thing by rolling dice and using those dice to take actions like selecting tiles from the main depot area, and then additionally it would be another action for you to place it into your board. Now on top of that, all of these different tiles have different colors to them, and they all do different things. So, for example, the sail ship is going to have you move up in player order, that you'll be able to get ahead in initiative, and it's going to allow you to grab certain goods that you can sell later. There are beige tiles, which are my favorite in the game, that if you want to know my absolute favorites, I love the town hall one that lets you place an extra thing. And I love the bank that gives you 2 money. Because if you get the bank from the center, you pay 2 money to take it, you place it, you get that 2 money back, and you buy yourself something else. It's girl math. It's girl math in Castles of Burgundy.
That's not girl math. That's real math.
It's basically free.
Yeah.
So this is a game where you're doing all of that and you're rolling your dice to do your different actions, but you only have 5 rounds or turns per 5 turns per round. So, I don't know how you would...
You have 5 rounds, 5 turns per round.
25 turns total.
2 dice per turn for a total of 50 actions.
Yeah, so it's extremely limited that you are only ever able to place as many tiles that you're able to take and draft within that system with the special abilities that you have available. Now, there are all different kinds of tiles. I'll let Alex talk about them later. Things like the
this
science
is not on my
tiles.
list.
I'll leave a little bit of nuance in what I'm saying, but this is a game that is so straightforward. You can look at it and assess it every single time that it's your turn and try to make the best choice possible for your particular playstyle and what you like to do. So, for example, there are animals in this game. They can score you pretty high. I have never touched one ever unless I'm hate drafting it away from someone else. I will take it away from you, but I do not want it for myself. I never play animals.
There's so much potential in animals.
I know, but you know what? You're wasting your time.
With animals, how unlike you.
I know. I want them to be free range. Like, you don't need to come work in my fields. Like, I don't need that labor. Anyway, Castles of Burgundy is just a really, again, clever, straightforward game that, to me, the reason I love it so much is because it is so straightforward that you know exactly all of the information, and even if it's something that you're playing turn-based on something like BGA, you can assess the board every single round and just see what's doing best for you. So it is one that you're kind of making choices based on the things that you're rolling and the actions that you have available to yourself. But because of that, it kind of has you mold your own path toward what you're trying to do and what might work out best for you as opposed to someone else. So that's going to be Castles of Burgundy.
Top-notch game.
It's okay.
My number 4. Is it we up to 4? What number are we up to?
I don't know.
Was that your 4?
I don't know.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Yeah.
5, 4. My 4.
Sure.
My 4 is, I'm having a hard time because that's why. Because the box was covering another box. I couldn't see it. My number 4 is a crossover pick. Ding, 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 ding. It is Pirates of Maracaibo.
I thought it was going to be Castles of Burgundy.
This also, did I put Shackleton Base in my top? I put it in, right?
I don't know. That was one that I thought was going to show up and maybe be up here.
We made jokes about worker placement.
Okay, so maybe.
That's what happened. I did. I'm having like these weird flashbacks of what I did and didn't do, but I did
I
put it.
wasn't like crazy about Shackleton Base, so I don't remember.
That's just that. Listen, that's probably the theme. Pirates of Maracaibo. Pirates of Maracaibo. This is a absolutely delightful game. This has also entered my top 10 out of nowhere this year. It wasn't on the list last year. This year, top 10. It is number 4, which I'm curious. I need to go back through my list and see. I mean, Gloomhaven, I guess, went from 0 to 3, so that was like one of the highest jumps, but then fall off. But I'm curious what the highest direct jump is.
0 to 3?
It went from nothing to 3. And yeah, Pirates of Maracaibo is so much fun. It's so much fun. I've talked about it a little bit, but like I love the fact that it's basically like I still haven't played basic Maracaibo. I want to do it. I might be able to do it before the end of the year. We'll see. It's on my list. I have a list of things, whatever. Anyways, Pirates of Maracaibo though is the first Maracaibo game I played, and the first time I played it, I was like, this is fun. This is fun. And then I continued to play it, and I was like, this is really fun. And I played it more, and I'm like, this is so fun. I played with the expansion, the commanders, and that's even more fun. It is all about trying to build up your tableau of cards. And I love the different ways you can approach it. You can go heavy combat. You can go heavy gems. You can go all on discounts. Just load up on discounts as much as possible, and then just get many cards you can for free. There's so many things you can do in the game, and you do have to plan around the other players. Like, it is to a certain extent multiplayer solitaire, except other people can take the stuff you want, which means it's not multiplayer solitaire. You have to be mindful of what's happening on the board, who's rushing to the end of the board, who's investing in different gems, and how that's going to affect what things are worth going for. It is so much fun, and it's so variable. Again, it goes back to that a simple system and then the combinations of cards. I do recommend the Commanders expansion. It adds a few new things to the game, but the main thing it adds more to the variability, more card choices, more commanders that do drive you in certain directions, which you may not like. Like, if you like Seven Wonders and you like the Leaders expansion for Seven Wonders, then I think you would like the Pirates of Maracaibo expansion. But if you don't, maybe you don't want to be forced into a direction or optimized into a certain direction. It is so good. It is so satisfying. I absolutely adore this game, and it is, like, you know, I talked about Darwin's Journey, like, maybe it'll be, like, 27 next year, like, who knows? I think this will be top 10 next year. I think it will. Like, there's different degrees of certainty you have around different experiences, and that's sometimes based on your opinion of the experience, sometimes it's based on how much you've played it. I think Pirates is there next year.
Did you say how you compare it to regular Maracaibo?
I said I didn't play regular Maracaibo.
I thought you... Okay.
No,
Oops,
I want to.
Never mind, just
I want to. Yeah.
Then we'll find out
You might
later.
be referring to the fact that there was a time where I was supposed to play it that day. Didn't play it.
Cool. Great.
Yeah.
No worries.
I like it. I mean, I want to play it. I just haven't played Maracaibo yet. But Pirates of Maracaibo, my number 4 game of all time as of 2025.
I gotta say, my piles always look so, like, neat, and yours look crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, you have light showing over there.
That's over that little hole.
You should put this...
No, I like that hole. It's nice. Like that little hole over on the edge. It's beautiful.
That's gonna be clipped. Anyway... My number 3 game, I think, is absolutely egregious that it did not make your list, Alex. We talked about this after doing the top 20 to 11. I was like, wait, is this nowhere on your list? I'm really upset. I fell in love with this game this year. This was my first 5 out of 5 this year.
I would have thought that was your number 1. Wait, so then I know what your number 2 must be. What's your number 1?
Sometimes I'm crazy. Sometimes I'm weird.
You keep doing this. I need to think of your number 1.
Sometimes I'm weird.
Because your number 1 wouldn't be...
It could be weird.
It wouldn't be the thing that you predict. Because you spend so much time talking about number 1 that it's definitely... Your number... Something that is an obvious choice for you has to be your number 2. Because you would not have gone to this much work about having people guess your number 1 if that was your number 1.
Okay.
So now I know your number 2. Now I know your number 3. You keep talking.
Also, I don't think many people guessed Puerto Rico for my number 1.
I know, I'm surprised
Which I was surprised by, because I have been so hot on this game. The day I learned it, I was like...
Oh my gosh, you're number 1.
What?
Okay, I got your list.
What do you think it is? Tell me.
Okay.
Oh. I don't... My list might surprise you. Anyway, let's talk about Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a game that from the day... It's fine. Let's talk about Puerto Rico. It deserves it. She deserves it. She always a bridesmaid. This is like bridesmaid, not even maid of honor, but not a bride. Puerto Rico, I absolutely love. It was my first 5 out of 5 this year. The day that I played it, I was like, I know I love this game. I will always love this game. It felt similar to me to Castles of Burgundy, where a lot of the information is extremely straightforward, that once you learn the game and know it, you know it. And so you might not have the best choices available, and your choices are so tricky to make, and it's so hard, but all of the information is available and you know exactly what you're working with. So in Puerto Rico, the thing that I love the most is that you have all these pieces that need to feed into each other. So you have your main player board, and you have things that are your crops, such as fruit. But for you to have fruit, you need to be making fruit. Then you need a fruit depot. But then you need workers in both of those areas as well. So you need to have workers in both spots. Are you distracted? Are you looking?
Well, I'm not wondering if I forgot something, but go ahead.
And did you forget something?
I think I did. Go ahead.
That'd be crazy. Did you forget Puerto Rico? So you have to have all of those different things plus the workers on top of it. But the entire hook of the game is that every round, players are selecting actions in player order, and that's going to change every round in clockwise order. But you're doing that choosing an action that everyone is going to take. So when you do so, you take the action first as first player, and then the second player will take the action second, etc. But you go in that order, taking these different actions. For example, building and getting those different buildings. If you're the one to choose to take the building action, you get it at a discount of 1, and then you would build something, and then the next person would build, and then the person after that. And things are also limited with the resource, with what you're able to get, so for the different buildings. So something like that is very, very tricky. And then there are things like when you're you're gaining the estates, you're choosing what to gain between like corn and fruit and tobacco and coffee, and there's only so many available. So again, as you're drafting and doing it in player order, the first player gets the best chances at what they're doing, and then everyone else kind of, and I shouldn't say the first player, it's the person choosing that action. It's just that the first player every round has a choice of all of the actions available. So I just think that the action selection system is very clever, that there may be some actions that you want to take, but you know that others also need or will want to take them, so you don't have to. But sometimes having that special benefit is going to be really important for you, and sometimes if other people choose to screw you out and not take those actions, you're really hurt because you needed them to happen. So it's a really constant push and pull, and something that solidified. So this is the game that every single game night, if it's my choice, I ask to play Puerto Rico. I try to sneak it in as much as possible. I always want to be playing Puerto Rico, and I just went to Dice Tower and got to play it there as well with Tom. So the reason I bring that up is that I do find in the beginning when I learned this game, I was very good at it, and I'm very excited about it. But there have been plenty of games where I've done very, very poorly and still had a delightful time. That in the Dice Tower playthrough, I did terrible. I did so bad, but I had such a good time. So this is one of those games that regardless of how you play, you are very committed, and sometimes you can feel you're making very poor decisions, which can really hurt, and sometimes you're making decisions that are helping people more than helping yourself. But I don't know, I just think it's very straightforward with everything that's available to you as you're going through the different actions. Everything is trackable, that even the victory points that other people are gaining are face down, but you know how many they gain each round, that you can kind of track it in your head. And I don't know, it's just a very clean, tight resource management game.
I like it. I do like it a lot. I do wonder that the additional buildings might bump it up to my top 100. I do not love it as much as you. I give it a solid 4 for sure, probably a 4.5. It has grown on me a lot. I do find that I've played it a lot, and it's a little static in the current market. But once you add additional buildings, that can change things up. I like variable systems. This is an incredibly good game. It's not a variable system outside of playing the players.
And there's also a mechanic where when you're shipping goods, you can only hold on to so many at the end of that round. Yeah. So sometimes, depending on the production, you might try to get people to lose their goods because you choose to ship, and it's advantageous for you. That there is a constant push and pull of trying to decide which actions are best for you and worst for other people. That, I don't know, it's clever.
So before doing my number 3, I did forget a game.
What is it?
So I was like, I haven't talked about it yet. And then I looked at my list, and I looked at my database. I had it tagged as an expansion for some reason. Oh. And that means it didn't show up in my main list rankings. So Clover. I never put So Clover on my list.
You never had So Clover?
And it's higher than Codenames for me right now. Like, it's higher than... I made jokes about Codenames, blah, blah, blah.
Alibis?
Yeah, still higher than Alibis for me. I like Alibis. I like all those games. But So Clover for me is a top tier game. It would have been. It's a 5 out of 5 for me right now.
And very affordable.
I love So Clover. I am always down for So Clover. It would have been in my top 60-ish games because it's a 5 out of 5. I hate when that happens because it kind of screws with the numbers now. My numbers are all off because I'm not going to bump everything else around. But just so you know, So Clover would have been in my top 60.
We never did a 0, so
I don't. It's hard.
It wouldn't be
it's
0,
weird.
yeah. But okay.
But either way, the random thing.
What's your number 3?
So I guess my number 3, my actual number 3, is a crossover. Ding, 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 ding. It's Lost Winds of Arnak. I love this. I have so much fun with Lost Winds of Arnak. I love the base game. It is on BGA, but I love playing in person because the expansions are... There's so many expansions. There's so many. There's new boards. There's new characters. There's all these things.
The new boards are really cool if you haven't gotten to try them out.
It's one of those games where I have played all the expansions, which I usually am like, I don't even need to, but I have played all the expansions, and I'm sad that they said they're not going to be expanding it more. I want more Lost Winds of Arnak. I want more asymmetric characters. I want more boards. I want more everything because I love this game so much. I play it so much. I have like over 100 logged plays, and again, probably even more than that because I have... This is such a good worker placement deck building game that I don't go the monster route. I go the get your hands on as much money as possible and buy as many cards as possible and just build your engine up as much as possible. And sometimes I win with it, sometimes I don't. But I always have fun just trying to make those gears turn a little faster. In fact, if you're playing with one of the characters, you have actual gears that turn a little faster. There's so much satisfaction to this. There's beautiful production, beautiful art, beautiful components. It is a masterpiece of a game from CGE. There's always that Dune versus Arnak debate, and I know that we're in the minority, but I think both of us are clearly Team Arnak. It's such a ridiculously good experience. And these boxes, I don't know how you do the box top game. It feels like so much work.
It's less mean.
It's less, but I don't mind meanness in the game. Puerto Rico
but
can
I
be
think
mean.
It feels more clever than mean.
But I love the game system.
I guess I do like being mean.
I think it's fantastic, and I'm never not down for Arnak.
Am I too shadowed?
No, you're fine. I mean, you're a little shadowed.
I just touched this and then I thought it was gonna fall.
Yeah, it happens.
I can push this way a little bit.
You're number 2.
Sorry. Oh! I hit the Crokinole. Is it okay?
It's probably okay, but I'm going to move it.
Maybe move it
I'm
anyway.
going to move the Crokinole
to
board.
keep it safe. My number 2 is going to be Final Girl. Now, this is a game that you can play solo, so everything I said is out the window, where you don't have to worry about anybody else. You're playing just with yourself. So Final Girl is... It's interesting because I said how much I love deck building games, and you're not deck building, but you're like hand building, where you're buying certain cards for your hand to use in future rounds. But I've said this a lot, so sorry if you've already heard me say this, but the most clever part about Final Girl is that you have this card system where your cards are your actions. You're also rolling dice for certain successes to see how good they happen, but the entire hook behind the game is that certain actions will cost you time to accomplish because that just makes sense. Running is going to take you some time. Stopping to think about what you're doing is going to take you some time. Doing a critical blow that's like a bap doesn't take you any time. You do it really, really quickly. So it just makes sense. You can come back. You can be alive. We'll revive.
Revive. It's actually pronounced revive.
Revive.
People who watch some of these
Revive.
videos. Some of these videos, if you haven't watched the whole thing,
you're missing out.
I had a person comment being like, "Did you just accidentally spoil that CGE is doing a Through the Ages Lord of the Rings?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. These videos need disclaimers. You need to watch the whole series."
Anyway, so in Final Girl, you are using your time not only as a resource for some actions, because the actions will cost you time, but then at the end of each round, you're also using that to purchase cards for future rounds, because it takes you time to think about what you're gonna do. Like, you're thinking about what you're gonna do, so you're planning it, so it costs you time to take. You're like, ooh, I should search for something. It costs you time. And then you spend time searching for something. So I just love that aspect of it. It is a dice tracker where all of your actions are going to cost you dice to roll. You're usually rolling 2. Sometimes you're rolling 1. Sometimes you're rolling 3 or 4 if you're, at very low health and as well as in a certain bracket. But, usually you're rolling 2 dice, and I do really enjoy that aspect of it as well. But you're fighting off against these different killers, and I know I'm rambling, but we're like in the top games that we absolutely love. But every single one of these that they do, they're called feature films, and you have not only a location, but a killer that you're fighting off against as well. So I was literally thinking about this in the shower, thinking about my top 10, and how much I love these games, that I love that you can mix and match anyone that you want to fight against anywhere you want to fight. So it is very thematic for you to experience it for the first time, going through the feature film of how it's intended with the particular person where they are, facing off against. But then after that, there's so much modularity to these games that you can really fight anyone, anywhere, and try to take them out, that I just love that aspect that you can put these pieces together. And as you can see, this is the holiday one that we have Krampus here. Final Girl is just, it packs a punch time after time, but it is a solo game that you could perhaps co-op it with 2 people if you have a younger child that wants to learn it with you or something like that, make some decisions together, but mostly you're going to be enjoying this as a solo only experience. So that's the only thing against it, or to know about it, is that I love it like that. I specifically enjoy it like that and really, really enjoy it. But if you're someone that knows that you don't enjoy solo games, this might not be a game for you. Otherwise, I think it's extremely clever with the actions that you have available, and it's extremely brutal as well. That my win rate in this game, as I've said with many co-op games, I really enjoy when you don't win and when it really provides a real challenge for you. That there are certain matchups. The Poltergeist, I still to this day, you guys have not beaten. She's very, very difficult. So, it depends on which ones you're playing against and your particular play style and how your brain works and what you're trying to do. But that's going to be Final Girl.
That's a game.
It's a good game.
My number 2 is a crossover, and this is I'm sorry, things are going to rattle a little bit.
I'm sorry.
This is Cthulhu, Death May Die. I'm not going to harp too much on this one because Meg already talked about it a lot, but I'll talk about my favorite parts of this game because there's two things this game does that I absolutely adore, and it's why this consistently has been, I think it's been my number 2 for like several years running now.
Alex,
so
you gotta play Arkham Horror LCG.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride, but I've had this one has been, I think, number 2, 3 years running, I think.
This is your number 2?
Number 2. Number 3. Wait, what? What are we up to? Yeah, number 2, right? You're number 2.
Checking. Yeah.
You just threw me off. I'm like, what's going on here? This is my number 2. It has been my number 2 several years running at this point. It is the 2 things I love about Cthulhu Death May Die, the things that really keep it coming back again and again and again, is number 1 is the fact that the going insane mechanic, the fact that as you power up, you are constantly playing with insanity. You are going further and further insane, which means you're going to die soon, but you are getting more powerful, which means you can do more. And playing with that line, that delicate line of insanity, is so satisfying. And the variety of characters and their different abilities, because there's multiple core abilities that the characters share, but then every character has their own unique, distinct ability, and trying to figure out which characters speak to you the most, which combination of abilities, it is so infinitely variable, nearly infinitely variable, as you toy with the line of insanity. That's number 1. The second thing is the fact that the scenarios almost always come down to the wire. When you are winning, you win by the skin of your teeth. You have a few of you are dead. One of you goes in there and manages to cast a few abilities, whatever you have, and blowing up the Elder God. You're able to get that job done, but it comes down to usually multiple other players dying along the way. And when you lose, it feels like you could have won. It feels like had the roles just gone a little different, had you made that choice a drop different a few rounds back, it feels like you could have won. Every single game, most games really feel like it comes down to the wire, win or lose, and I love that crescendo of the game, the fact that everything scales up so it always feels like it's within reach of either of those outcomes. The thing that does always hold it back for number 1, at least so far, is the fact that this is a scenario-driven game, and I do find the scenarios to be a little bit inconsistent. Some are stronger than others, and that's the one thing that's always stopped it from being number 1 for me, the fact that when I go into it, I'm like, which experience am I having tonight? One of the best gaming experiences of the year, or am I having a very, very good experience? And that has always been the thing that has kept it back for number 1 for me, at least for now. Will it ever take the number 1 spot, or will it perpetually be at number 2, like other things dancing in and out, 1 to 3, 1 to 5, 5 to 4 to 1?
Yeah.
I wonder how that will play out, but I've always held back. I've always felt like it just didn't deserve that number 1 spot, no matter how close it got. But that is Cthulhu Death May Die.
I don't think it gets enough play. I think regardless of how good it is,
that's true.
Still doesn't hit the table enough because of how many things need to get
Everything in my top 10 is not being played enough. Relative
Alex,
to how often I want
Are you
to.
ready for my small box number 1?
I am so... First of all, you really forgot Primal.
My number 1 is coming out of right here under the table.
It's the small, tiny little Primal character box. You did not... You... I said Primal. You lied to me.
I lied.
You lied to me.
But I winked at the camera.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That can't...
I think it.
I forgot about the box.
I kind of gave you guys a look throughout it. You said there wasn't a box missing.
You lied to me.
My number 1,
I'm happy you lied to me because, oh my gosh.
Because now everything's right in the world.
Now everything is... Well, no, so Clover's still not. But this is more important.
So...
Wow, number 1.
My number 1 is Primal. And the reason I did this is specifically, and I said this to Alex, I think back right when we were in the top, and when we were in like 100 to 91, is that this game... There has never in my entire life been a gameplay that I did not thoroughly enjoy to the max. To the max. And I think Cthulhu Death May Die could be similar, but there have been some where it was disappointing and you lose and things are hard and bad.
It's infrequent, but it happens.
And Primal, I believe, and I've lost Primal.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's still been rewarding that I still felt I did what I came to do, and my character changed the way it was meant to. And yeah, this game, regardless of anything, every single gameplay has slapped every single time, no matter what it's been, no matter what I'm playing against, no matter who I'm playing, because for a long time I was really attached to my character, and then I played as a different character, and I still enjoyed it and loved everything that I did. And specifically because I was really thinking about this, you guys. So Alex has already discussed it, but it is a boss battler where you are deck building and you are going through your different decks, and me as the archer, who is the character I love the most, whips through your deck. You go through it like crazy, and most people don't want to because it costs you damage, but with the archer, it's just so fun to go through it and do these huge amounts of damage that... Okay, ready? Because I promise you this is true. I promise you this is true. In most games, like Gloomhaven, when you're doing dungeon crawling, you have your starting deck. And some of the cards you have are cool. But some you know you're going to cut right away. Some aren't that cool. Some are good. Some are okay. Primal, every single card is good. You're deck building, and based on your weapon that you have, you can only have specific cards. And my particular playstyle is usually culling, that even, you know, with the archer, you want to go through your deck, but I'm someone that, it lets you, so basically with the equipment that you have based on the thing that you're playing against, you can augment your deck by either adding or removing cards from your deck requirement. And I usually like taking cards away. But even with adding cards or taking them away, every single card is a hard choice. They're all good. They're all solid. Every single card in your starting deck. After that, you know, any game you play, you progress, and all your new cards are cool. Oh, the new stuff, look how powerful this is. It's awesome. No, in Primal, even your starting cards are so good and strong and synergistic that the bosses are still tough. You're fighting against these bosses that have a huge amount of health. And specifically, as my playstyle, I'm someone that if I'm playing, again, a game like Gloomhaven, I get a heal card, call it. Heal card? I don't need to heal. Who's healing? In Primal, you need to think about that. And that actually changes how I play games. That I'm someone that I care about max damage, hit him as hard as you can, I'll heal when I'm dead, it doesn't matter. And with Primal, it's like, oh no, I'm actually way more squishy than the boss, and I need to think about everything and juggle it, and I don't mind. I don't even mind. I don't mind watching my health and protecting myself.
The true testament of how good a game is, you're like,
I'll play a heal card.
I'll even heal.
I'll use a potion for this. I think that's true, that regardless of even Death May Die or anything like that, even Final Girl, I don't heal in Final Girl. I will heal in Primal.
This has been a journey for you.
It's worth it.
So there's two things I'm realizing. First of all,
this will make me
the arc,
play a little softer.
The arc you've had with this game, because you started with like, this is fun, and then you just got more and more.
I love Primal.
It is, I mean, I adore Primal.
So again, I will say, the reason it has never hit number one for me before is that the character decks that you do play with are black and white. They're very simplistic art. They're very... It is black and white. It's a very direct.
Splashes of color.
There are other things. Yeah, there's... Well, is there red in them?
I think so. I have to pull it. I'm not going to open it. But...
Maybe like an outline or whatever. But in your actual deck that you're playing with, it's all very plain... Not plain, but very certain stylized black and white art. Where what you're playing against, you do get great art as, and the maps that you're playing on are beautiful. So I think that does still tie me in. But that was the one piece that always held me back, was it is very black and white the way that it looks, but, you know, whatever. I got colors in my mind.
But, yeah, like, so I said already, like, this is a number one experience for me. The thing that holds back is always the setup and the work to get to the table. But the thing I'm realizing as well for you is, I don't think you've played this solo.
No.
And for all the games you play solo, you should give this a run solo.
I should, because comparing this to something like Arkham Horror, even when you were talking about Primal, I enjoy deck building. I enjoy making decks. That if you find that as a slog, like, I know that there are some things that we want to go through that I really enjoy. I enjoy going through and just making those choices and even changing them sometimes and doing different things.
I don't find it a slog. The way I'd put it, and this applies to Marvel Champions just as much. Marvel Champions is such a good experience, but there's things that just get in the way of playing the game.
Yeah.
And I know that if I'm sitting down for a game of Primal, I'm really sitting down for 45 minutes of getting it to the place where it's ready to play. Mm-hmm. Unless I'm doing the campaign. The campaign's a little faster because you're not making all these changes all at once. But it means it's a 45-minute precursor till I play the game. And that's not a slog. I enjoy the process. I really genuinely enjoy the process. But I think maybe just the way my life is structured, I'm always like, okay, well, I could just play this instead right now. And don't get me wrong, I've played Primal a lot this year, but it's that one hang-up that holds it back for me. And honestly, some games like that, even games like Too Many Bones to a certain extent, because I have all this stuff and it's a bit more work to take out, and when I compare it to like things like Cthulhu May Die, I can get up and running in minutes. Pirates of Maracaibo, in minutes. Lost Ruins of Arnak, especially with the new chest, in minutes. And don't get me wrong, Primal is number 6, I think it was. It's a great experience. It's just that I take into account everything, and it's a good game.
Yeah. And I would say, like, something to bring up the art, to compare it to something like Arkham Horror LCG, that I absolutely, like, it gives me a similar experience of playing through it as, like, your card play and how your decks play out. For Arkham Horror, the art is a lot more beautiful. So, even though it is a very different game and the things that you're doing are very different, where one, you're going through a scenario, and this you're more boss battling and trying to just do max damage, the Arkham Horror cards bring me in a lot more, that they're a lot more beautiful. So that is where I was held back with Primal, but I have never played this and not liked it. I've never played it and not had a great time, no matter what.
My number 1 game of all time.
Oh, Alex, before you go on to your number 1 game of all time.
Feels anticlimactic at this point, honestly.
This might feel climactic now. We've been doing this every single video, and I've been bringing it up every single time. And sometimes when I bring it up and you say, like, oh, blah, 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 like, how hard, whatever, I look at the camera and I go, like, haha. We've had one person comment. And they did this almost immediately. This was on December 15th. Today is what?
Did they guess your number 1?
On December 15th. On our video, that is our 90 to 81, which I think might be the first time I asked them to guess this. Paul Wasney said, easy. Alex has, as number 1, Castles of Burgundy. Meg has SETI or Primal. Or, something else. That was as close as it got. But they said Primal, and I was shooketh. I took a screenshot.
I am shocked it's 1 for you. I know you liked it. I thought it was top 10. I did not think it was 1.
It's more than 1. It's 1-star S rank, silver tier, plus.
My number 1 is going to be anticlimactic after all of this. I should have let you take the number 1 spot.
Oh, I knew.
I should
have. When we discussed, I said I should be number 1, and you were like, no,
my number 1
it's freaking Chloe. I should be number 1.
Is not surprising. It is Castles of Burgundy, which is suspiciously
Would you
absent.
like this?
No, it's fine. I didn't bother. I knew it was my number 1, so
here, I'll give you.
Sure, give me the box. It's been falling all down anyway.
Would you like Puerto Rico?
No. Castles of Burgundy. Actually, I didn't even realize it's To the Awakened Realms right next to
They looked really good. Yeah. I said that at one point. Yeah.
Castles of Burgundy, it still holds the top spot. It's possible this will drop out at some point. It is possible, but I have hundreds and hundreds of plays of this log, and every single time still feels like a freshly strategic experience that I absolutely adore, and I don't know why this game has such staying power for me. Usually, for better or for worse, very often when I have hundreds of plays of a game, it goes down for me. I'm like, I've seen it all. Coimbra is amazing. It's incredible. Left my collection because I kind of seen enough of it play out. Castles of Burgundy has never hit that for me. It is such a ridiculously good time. The actions, you have 50 actions you take in the game. Many of those actions chain into other actions. You're like, oh, this action lets me take another building from the depot, so I can do that. I can also spend coins, so you have these extra things you can kind of eke out of the system. But I constantly am feeling engaged by the challenge, and I will say the expansions do keep some of that extraness alive for me. The vineyards, I love the vineyards. You played the vineyards, right?
Yeah.
They're great. They're incredible. I don't play them most of the time, but they're so good when you do.
I laugh because I'm from Massachusetts and I want to say vineyard.
The little shields, the little shield tokens you have, I love that. The trade routes are a fun little, weird challenge as far as the timing of things. The expansions add so much to the system, but, honestly, the shields and the vineyards, those are my favorite expansions. But there's so many good little things going on here.
Yeah.
It is such a good time. It has held up over time and time again.
Well, Alex, I did explain a bit of it, so let me interview you now. What are your favorite tiles to get? What are your favorite beiges?
My favorite beiges?
Yeah.
Like the buildings?
Yeah.
My favorite beiges are almost certainly the place a building anywhere.
Yeah.
I love that. The bank is always fun because it feels like flexibility.
Those are the 2 I named.
Those are the 2 you named? Oh, gotcha. Well, that's that. There you go.
Well, what about the one that gives you 4 workers?
It's good, but the problem with that, I love that one if I have the buy stuff with workers, then it's so much fun because you're like, I got doubled up. Otherwise...
Or if you need it for diversity to fill out that area anyway.
But as much as I find I constantly go for that tile because I can benefit from it, it's never my favorite on its own because to me, workers are like a crutch in a weird way. It's not a crutch, it's important. But mentally in my head, a worker's like, well, that means things aren't going according to plan. So I have these for when things aren't going according to plan, which you do have to take into account. But like because of that, it's a necessity as opposed to part of the plan. But yeah. I like the game.
Okay, well, what are your favorite science tiles?
Buying 2 with the workers is definitely up there for sure.
So you prefer ones that help you in-game versus end-game scoring?
Yeah, end-game is important. I'll go for them.
Because there are 2 types.
I will go for the end-game scoring, but it's not the thing I love the most.
But you should grab a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I might grab
Might as well while we're here.
The things that you do to win are not always the things that are the most fun. Even the animals. You mentioned that you don't go for the animals. Instinctively, I don't want to. Depending on how the board is being played, I will go that route because I'm trying to win the game, so I try to make it work.
And which one's your favorite animal to go for?
Oh, probably the cows, I think. I mean, there's no difference, just to be clear. But the cows.
I was trying to trick you into saying like animal.
This has been our top 10 games of all time as of 2025.
Will you have a screenshot before that happened?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I'll have to find one.
We gotta go. There was a drink involved with that.
Was there really?
Yeah, we gotta go.
It's a good thing there's plastic on the floor.
It's fine.
Is it? Why don't you go?
It's fine.
This is the top 10 games of all time as of 2025. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. It is fitting that this ended with a bang, because why else would it be anything else? Thank you to Allplay for being a channel sponsor. I appreciate all of you for sticking with us. If you've made it to the end of this video, that's insane. This has been like an hour and a half, something.
And shout out to Paul. Paul, you're the OSGest of all that you really know Board Game Co.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I thought Puerto Rico. I thought hard Puerto Rico.
Paul knows Board Game Co.
To be fair, minor ding against Paul.
But he also put SETI. Yeah. And I don't like SETI at all.
That's not true. SETI was not in the contention.
I haven't had
2 videos ago you're like, I want to play this game more.
Right. And
then now you're like, I don't like it at all. This is on brand. This is on brand for the series, I will say that. I don't like this game at all. I want to play it more though.
No, I wanna understand why a lot of people like it, because for me it doesn't hit.
The cute animals.
Yeah. We'll see. I know, wait.
In any case, until next time, I am Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. Thank you for joining us.
For the top 100, I'm Professor Meg. I'm happy that you're here. We're gonna see you in the new year.
Also several times before then as well, but like happy holidays, happy new year. Thanks for sticking around.
Thanks for watching, because that's cool.
And have a good one.
Bye.